Switching recording. It's audio recording.
Everything recording.
Camera's recording.
Everything recording.
All right. Just had to make sure. Let's start it off again the right way. Yes, sir. We here.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. This how we feeling?
That's how we feeling.
This how we feeling?
Yo.
Get out my level and I gotta clear my throat for this first. Not out of the local newspaper, but out of the auto cleaner. Cleaning the verse, Gucci, my nigga. What on the case player? The beat try to like this. Sounded like they ain't talking. I feel like you're thumping. All we do is drink and get high and pedal and push. Organically, just jungle lead, just purple kush. Gotta hook that bitch up. Now I'm muscle car sitting high like a monster. Monster up, suck up to nothing. Don't be no poodle. Split his pack over like a pack of top Roman noodles. In the heart of the soil where you can try me. Try me, fuck boy, and get your face put on the white tee. E40 turn off and keep sneak. The maniacs voices that are styles is hella unique. I don't know what he said right there. Water in the duels make loud glass pipes. Yo. Round of applause for Uncle E40. The legend, the living legend himself.
Legend,
I don't care if you in the East Coast. I don't care if you in the South. I don't care if you in the North.
Everywhere.
In the West for
overseas.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Worldwide.
Uncle 40 Water.
Worldwide.
Uncle 40 Water is a legend. Is a legend in the game. And I don't care what nobody say. You know, from the music, being an independent artist, to the entrepreneurship, to just being a you know what I'm saying, a real boss tycoon. E40 has really set the bar and the standard as an artist. And I'm proud that Unc, you know what I'm talking about, is from the Bay. Yeah, I'm talking about. Hey, fun fact. Me and 40 Water got the same birthday.
For sure.
Not the same year, but the same birthday. Me, E40, and Old Dirty Bastard. Let me tell y'all something. If my name up there with the legends, we good, baby. We good.
I think Uncle Earl knew some of our people.
Nah, he did. He came to the fish market that was in Richmond.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
My grandma had a picture up on the wall.
Yeah.
I remember, she had a picture of everybody up on the goddamn wall.
Hey, you know a funny story?
What?
So my dad and Pac was in line one day, right? And my dad told me these chicks was like all like giggling and stuff.
Yeah.
And he looks over. He didn't know who Pac was.
Right.
He looks over at Pac. I don't know if that's for you or for me, man.
Give it up for Uncle Oscar, my God. We always talk about Uncle. We got to get him on the podcast. We stay talking about Uncle Oscar on the podcast, bro.
We got to get him on the podcast. I don't think y'all ready for that. They might not be ready for that.
Uncle Oscar is a legend within himself.
Bruh.
Let me tell you. I mean, that's your daddy, so you know.
All right.
What?
All the stories.
So how you feeling today, Cuddy?
Bruh, I had to buy, I'm going to, like, point out how my tee is a little wrinkled. Because I usually wear, like, a medium size. But I had to get the large size tee because I got the dad bod going right now. But I'm feeling, otherwise,
Wait, you got the dad bod. What you mean? What you trying to say? Let me get you on camera. Let me see that. He pudgy. Him pudgy.
A little pudgy. I know y'all been seeing it on the podcast. I done gained like 15 pounds since we started the podcast.
Wait. You said you gained how many pounds since we started the podcast?
Like 15.
For real?
Yes.
Nigga, you better hop on this Ramadan with me. You better get on this Ramadan with me and stop playing. Cause I'm queuing up something right now. But
yeah.
Other than that, how you feeling though? Mentally,
other than
good?
Yeah, mentally I'm good. Look, I'm just happy about this grind for this podcast. I hit you up. I was like, "We shooting?" You like, "Yeah."
But you know me. You know I'm like, if it's something with this,
you put the camera on me. And
I'm 3.
You 3?
Let me work.
My bad.
Let me work.
My bad.
Let me cook.
Clearly,
So
I plugged in the camera wrong today.
You know. But see, that's the thing though. You may have messed up, but I got you. Let me cook.
It's a team effort, y'all.
Let me cook.
It's a team effort.
I'm not gonna sit here and say, Cuddy, that's the wrong HDMI cord and wrong slide. I'm gonna just press a different button. We already, you know what I'm saying? I got you. And that's why I say, when you be like, let's cook, let's get this podcast stuff going, I'll be like, I'm with it. I'm 100% with it. You ain't got to tell me nothing. But enough about us. Let's get straight into it.
You want the audio for that, or are you just gonna play the video?
Nah, I'm gonna just play it. We could talk over the video.
All right.
So Cuddy came in, right? Let me get the camera on me. Cuddy came in, and I was like, I wanted the next pod. I want to talk about a situation that happened. The women's basketball, the finals. And I was like, yeah, I want to hook up my computer. How can we do that? He's like, I got you. Don't worry about that. I'm like, boom. So I don't know if you've been watching, Cuddy. I don't know if you've seen what happened.
I seen some of the clips
with
the highlights and
everything. All right.
They were trying to be rude to our girl.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. So for those of the audience who don't know, the women's basketball championship, the tournament, the March Madness tournament ended recently. And
it was balling too, though.
It was balling. I ain't gonna lie, it was balling. I've never been interested in women's basketball like that. I ain't gonna even lie. But something about this tournament, this March Madness had me up.
Yeah.
Like, it's brought so much attention. Overall, this tournament has brought so much attention to women's basketball, which I think is a great thing because
absolutely.
I do believe women's basketball should be watched more, but I also do believe they got to turn the shit up as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If it's going to be watched more, it has to be in the sense of because they balling hard, like they entertaining. Right? You can't just watch it just because.
And that's the thing, like, because I'm used to watching men's basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is dunking, alley-oops, off the glass.
Right.
Ankles being broke. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Kyrie Irving is playing basketball in cursive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, but you know what I mean when I said that, right? Exactly. So it's a little bit more entertaining. So that's what, and it's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more entertaining.
Right.
The trash talk is there. It's an aggressive sport, even though it's not as physical as like a football or something like that.
Right. It's still a contact sport.
It's still a contact sport, and I just haven't been interested into this tournament. So, if you haven't heard, Caitlin Clark, this white girl from Iowa, going crazy. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, she was going crazy, balling the whole tournament. Yeah. But she was talking a lot of shit as well. Yeah. The Tony Yayo in your face. You know what I'm talking about? She was talking a lot of shit, and basically in the final, Angel Reese was like, before the game, she tweeted like, all right, we're not having that. You were disrespecting our sister throughout the tournament. We on your head, basically. So the game is going. It's a good game. Even though Iowa was down, they was down pretty much the whole time. It was still an interesting game because of the competitiveness that was going on. So at the end, Angel Reese, shout out to Angel Reese, by the way. We saying this just to preference the situation. Look at my face. But Angel Reese went up to her at the end of the game and was in her face like, you know what I'm talking about? She's like, what's that shit you was talking? For like a good 10 seconds. Like, that's a long time on a basketball court.
That's a long time. Anytime when you don't want something being done to you. Like,
yeah. You looking like
a long time.
You damn got to catch hands at the end of this game because first of all, you ain't gonna Tony Yayo me for that long.
Caitlin didn't want it.
So Angel Reese did that, and she got a lot of backlash for it. A lot of backlash. Let me see if I can pull up the what happened.
It was entertaining. I've been seeing it all over social media. I'm like, why are they giving her so much trouble? She just doing what she do.
Can I play it for him real quick, Cuddy?
Play for him.
So, boom, she walk up to ring me. Look at, ooh, let's go.
Look at
in your face, Vic. In your face.
But you know what's funny about that clip right there? The
What's
other
up?
chick was like, didn't even pay no mind to it.
So you saw what she said after the game.
What, Kayla?
Oh, you talking about during the game?
Just right there in that clip you just played. The other chick was like, whatever.
Well, that's why I don't get the backlash to what happened. Because to me, I look at it because I'm equal across the board.
Right.
I want women to be just as aggressive and just as
Yeah, that's what makes it entertaining.
competitive as men. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, I play sports my whole life. I look at it as two not even women. It's two athletes competing against each other. You know what I'm talking about? And when what Caitlyn did it, she did it like the first couple games before. You know what I'm saying? She was talking shit. She got into it with one of the I think the Illinois players. Then she got into it with some of the North Carolina players. And I'm like, shit, hey, if you dropping 30 a game, talk your shit. Who gonna stop you?
Who gonna check her? Who gonna check her?
I don't care if she white, black, blue, yellow, green, purple.
Who gonna check her?
Right. So I'm like, do your thing. So for me, when Angel Reese did it, I just looked at it as it's just a competitive sport.
Who gonna check her? Who checking these girls? Who checking them? Ain't nobody. Nobody checking them.
Nobody checking them, and I don't see a problem with what the athletes did. Now, do you see a problem in that?
Nah, I couldn't for the life. So I saw Angel Reese start coming up on my timeline a lot. I'm saying timeline like, but on the stories and everything in Instagram, and I'm sitting up here like, what's the problem? And then I heard a clip of saying, "Oh, this is bad sportsmanship and everything." But then I saw a clip of Caitlyn doing it. I'm like, why are these people just all up in the Kool-Aid for no reason? Like,
For no damn reason.
it's like, yo, let them ball, let them do their thing, let them talk let them talk they trash or whatever, because that's what makes the game interesting, right? And from that first clip we showed, Caitlyn didn't even look like she cared, and if she did, who cares if she did? All the trash talking I hear that goes on. I was just watching something about
Right.
the NBA and all the trash talking they do, so I just couldn't understand for the life of me like why that was a thing.
Man, as much stuff as I heard that Kobe and Jordan used to talk, Shaq used to talk, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing.
Wait, but I was the person I was looking at was Larry Bird. Larry Bird, Charles Barkley said he was playing against Larry Bird and heard Larry Bird mumbling and cursing under his breath, and heard Larry Bird say, "Y'all don't even put a black dude on me? That's so disrespectful." Because they had a white guy. Larry had a white guy.
Larry already knew what's up. But even then though, like I heard a story that Michael Jordan told Kobe during the game. He had some Jordans on. He was like, "You can wear the shoes, but you'll never be the man," or something like that.
Yep,
and I was like, I'm like, that's not even just basketball talk. Oh, that hurts.
Michael Jordan was trying to cut deep. The one time Michael Jordan took a charge from Kobe and looked up at him as he's laying on the ground. Everybody knew you wasn't gonna pass it.
We all know. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, the great. We all know Kobe wasn't passing the ball. But outside of that, how do you feel about the backlash that Angel was getting compared to Caitlyn?
Did Caitlyn get any backlash? So
that's on you.
I didn't see any backlash from Caitlyn because the only clips I heard were, "Oh, she's tough and she's competitive and all that," and so I haven't done enough research into it. But if I go based on just the clips I saw, it makes me think: is it because of how these two players present? Why one was looked at one way and the other was looked at the other way, and you know what I mean. I'm playing. What card am I playing? The race card or something, like the Angel.
Yeah, the race card. Yeah.
Did she get treated like that because she's black, and Caitlyn get treated like she was because she's white?
Right.
And I'm really curious about that. And if I
curious, you curious?
Put it back on me. The reason why I say use the words curious is because I would like to talk to those commentators who were making these statements. It's like, come on, man, like,
but what
you got to do better.
What's making you curious about it? Like you curious to figure out what their intentions behind it are, or are you curious to see why they even said it in the first place?
It's like, why say that? Like, why? It is more of a rhetorical curiosity too. Because I know what's behind it, but it's like
that's why I'm asking why do you need to? Why are you curious? We know what the intention is behind it.
right. I just wish these people please don't get me started down this rabbit hole.
Nah, we here.
It's just like
here.
it's just like why in everything is it like this? Like why? Like literally everything we do.
Cause it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Right.
Fuck 'em.
But I just it just blows my mind. Like
That's because it's all deeply rooted in racism. I like no matter what we say. I'm not super blackety black,
Right.
type of guy.
Right.
But I know when things are deeply rooted in something else besides what they are saying. Because it's not just sports.
it's across the board. That's why I'm saying like I can't understand why this is always happening. Like and that's why there was one podcast you said I feel like you said you thought the country had came a long way, and I was like,
I still stand on it.
I can't agree with you on that because like if the country had come such a long way, we would not be having this discussion about Caitlyn and Angela.
But if the country didn't come a long way, they wouldn't even be playing on the same basketball court in the beginning.
I know, but that's not good enough for me. That's not good enough.
It's never going to be good enough for us. But what I'm saying is we have to acknowledge the progression just as much as we have to acknowledge the regression. Is that the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. All I know is like the progress seems stalled to me, and what we're talking about right now shows that the progress is stalled.
But that's because it's again, it's rooted. It's been rooted for generations. So what they think they're not doing anything wrong. It's almost what I'm saying. Like it's almost like a person with a kid. They think their child is never doing anything wrong, but they bullying everybody in the school. It's like my child would never do that, but you're gonna defend your child. That's what it is. Like no matter what race is something that has to be acknowledged. I always say if
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying, it has to be acknowledged because we're all different for a reason. God made us all different for whether it's nationally, ethnically, individually. Like we all have a different. Like we're all different when it comes down to like even in our DNA. You know what I'm saying? We have to acknowledge that we're different, but we also have to accept each other's differences. And that's why I feel like how we can combat that. When I say that, I mean like the racism.
The systemic racism.
The systemic racism. Well, I mean, systemic racism that's put in place so we don't prevail as much as we should be able to. If that makes what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just Can y'all see my face?
We on you.
Can y'all see how I'm looking right now?
We
like,
see how you looking.
It's like just confusion. Like I'm confused right now. Why this is like no seriously. Like here's why I'm confused. Right. So I'm a big Star Trek fan.
You say that every fucking episode,
and that's fine. And they're gonna keep hearing it. That's fine.
We gonna have our own little forum on the website just for you and your Star Trek fans.
Right. But so there's this one episode of the original series, and there was these two aliens fighting, and the crew of the Enterprise couldn't figure out why they were fighting.
Yeah.
And I think I even said this story on the podcast before. And he was like, well, he's black on the right half. I'm black on the left half. The Enterprise crew didn't even notice it. If you drop some aliens on our planet right now, they probably wouldn't even notice our differences.
Unless they ain't got no eyes, I don't think I would. I don't think I can see that point.
Yeah, maybe. But here's the thing: we're more alike than we are different. That's the point I'm making. Like, if you look at how we're built and all that, it's just like I can't for the life of me understand it. Like,
no, I see your point. I do see your point in that. We are more alike than we are different. But then we gonna go down a rabbit hole.
We down the rabbit hole.
We down there.
We down. We need to move on.
And but before that, so one team had to lose.
Correct. I mean, that's what happens in a competition. There's a winner, there's a loser.
And the president's wife, I forgot her name. I don't even know Shorty's name.
I don't know either.
Mrs. Miss Biden, President Miss Biden.
Right.
She decided to send an invite to not only the winners, LSU, but she decided to send an invite to the losers, Iowa. That has never happened, ever, in the history of this game. That has never happened. Why do you think she sent the invitation to both teams and not just the one team?
Do you want?
I want the real, raw, and uncut answer. That's why people listen to us. They want.
Because she was mad the team she wanted to win didn't win. Point blank, period. The star she wanted to see didn't win.
Right.
So she wanted to make sure she got her in the house.
Right.
Now, I think that just guessing at it, that would be my guess.
Right.
If I would take a more optimistic look on it, that's my realist, maybe slightly pessimistic thought.
Right.
A more optimistic approach would be, one, she may be trying to cement her legacy and start a new trend moving forward, invite both teams. Two,
where my camera at?
I said optimistically. Two, she's trying to say, win or lose, we're all here and we should all be together and everything. But if you want to go back to what I really think,
yeah, I do.
The person that she wanted to meet wasn't on the winning team, so she invited them both.
I think she invited both because she ain't got nothing in common with them black girls down there. I don't.
That just says what you're validating my point. The people she wanted to talk to didn't
I'm not
win.
negating your point. What I'm saying is you saying the people that she wanted, the person that she wanted to win. I'm saying there's nothing even. I don't care if they win or lose. I have nothing in common with these young women over here. And I think all of that decision.
She actually got a lot in common with them.
What you mean?
They're all women.
Nigga, get out my face. I'm talking about she ain't got nothing in common with them little black girls out there from the streets like that. That ain't she wants somebody that looks more like her over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And for her to send the invitation to both teams genuinely showed that. And what's crazy, if we really want to get down to the nitty gritty, I'm about to hit you on the head with this one. I'm gonna give myself a because I'm about to hit you in the head with this one. Bitch, you should be kissing their ass because they the reason why your husband is even in office. If we really want to talk about it. If you really want to talk about it, black women are mainly the reason why Joe Biden is in office. And if you don't think so, we can do this. We can do this right now. What you about to Google up? Okay, so he about to Google. So the reason why I say this is because majority of the votes from Biden are black. He catered. Okay, you got the information for me?
U.S. Census.
Yeah.
.gov.
Yeah.
What's the percentage of black or African American people
Who voted?
In America.
Well, I mean, we're only 13%. So
So you just disproved your own point right there.
No. I didn't disprove anything. But go ahead. I'm listening. Give me the percentages. Give me the percentages.
Black or African American alone, 13.6%. White alone, 75.8%. American Indian and Alaskan Native alone, 1.3%. And there's more.
These are the votes, or this is just the people in the...
This is the census population.
Okay, so it's populations, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to the votes. Go to what the demographic was for the voters and watch. Because them other folks, they was going for that man. That man that's about to go to jail. That man. Matter of fact, I think his trial started either yesterday or this week. I know it started this week, but they was voting for that man. You know what I'm saying? What did it say? What did it say?
I'm trying to see if they do demographics.
We know. Well, let me put it back on me. I know that Joe Biden was catering to two types of demographics: the LGBTQIAYZ community and the niggas, specifically black women, because that's the reason why. To me, that's the reason why he put a black woman as his vice president. Kamala Harris literally was just in Uganda. For those who don't know, the Ugandan president banned any type of homophobic activity and made it illegal. And I guess it's punishable. I don't know what the punishment is. I didn't really look into it. We'll tap into it on another day. But it got serious out there. Kamala Harris ended up going out there, and basically she's fighting against what's going on. So she's fighting for LGBTQ plus rights. Right now, black women in politics are the head at the table, the head honcho when it comes to where the black voters are going to go, and with the LGBTQ plus community. Black Lives Matter is a perfect example. All of them are black women, I believe, and they all are part of the LG. Well, not all. Some of them are part of the LGBTQ plus community. You didn't find what you need to
Oh
find?
no, I'm finding it's actually pretty interesting.
It's actually pretty.
It's
You got
pretty
something for me?
interesting.
Because I feel like I'm gonna go into a deep. I don't want to make this a learning lesson. I kind of want to go back and forth about it. So if you ain't got nothing for me, we can move on. But if you do,
Yeah, no. So black voters remain overwhelmingly loyal to the Democratic Party,
exactly,
voting 92% to 8%.
exactly. So
Right.
goes to my point.
Nah,
Oh,
no, no, no.
Jill Biden. We
No.
got your husband in there.
Right. But Trump only won the white suburbans 51 to 47%. So still,
It's a tight race.
it's a tight race.
But without us,
Right. But I don't.
we bring it to the top.
Well, it took him over, but I don't think you could look at it like we the only reason. Like
We are a major reason. If we take our votes away, Biden does not win.
I'm not disagreeing that point. What I'm saying is we can't say we the only reason, or even a major reason, a reason,
A reason, and a very prime reason. Because I'm gonna tell you this. Because black women influence black men and the LGBTQ plus community.
I'm not negating that fact.
And the LGBTQ plus community is a mixed.
It's a mixed community.
It's a mixed community. A
But
lot of them not voting for the Republican Party.
No,
not majority of the majority of them gay folks is not voting for the Republican Party. Let's be real.
I don't know.
Majority, 51 to 49. That's majority.
I don't know.
I can tell you that. I can tell you that for sure. Because they're if they was to vote anything, it would be Democrats. Because most of them are liberals.
From what they tell you.
From what they tell you. Okay, yeah. But then again, I know inside of the goddamn community. Inside of the community, I know there is a subsection of racism because I had a conversation with one of my gay friends about that. But that's besides the point, though. Getting back to what I was saying, I think a big reason why Jill, the president, how do you even address her?
First lady.
First lady, your husband is in office because of black women. So to me, going back to the what we were talking about, I feel like you should be low key kissing their ass, especially with Kamala Harris being second to your husband. That's just me.
They writing the history right now, so it's gonna look how they want it to look.
Man, look, I'm tired of these niggas writing history. They've been writing history and been writing us out.
Yeah.
Because let's just say 20 years from now, both teams go, they're gonna be like, who won? They see everybody there, who won?
Right.
Now we got to go do research when we shouldn't even have to do research. We just see LSU on there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I was the girls, I wouldn't even go.
I was just about to say, just boycott it. And
We don't need the ain't in the boycott. I'm just not going.
that's what I'm saying. Boycott it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I
what
get what you're saying on that. But shit. I feel like we said enough.
Well, yeah, we 30 minutes in on this one
I
topic.
feel like we said enough. But it's a great topic because not only does it talk about, I do want to give a shout out and a big round of applause to women's basketball.
Oh yeah,
Because women, this tournament made me exciting to see what's going to happen for
Next.
women's basketball next. Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are actually coming back to college to play,
Right.
so we get to see it again. I think Angel Reese is only a junior or sophomore,
Right.
so we get to see her maybe 1 or 2 more years, and then I'm excited to see what it's going to translate into the WNBA
WNBA.
later on. So we get that. So I'm excited for that. Shout out to the women's basketball team. Shout out to Iowa. Shout out to LSU, the champs. Shout out to North Carolina, Illinois. Shout out to all the women's basketball team that was out there. Angel Reese, ring me, baby. Ring me, baby. Shout out to you. So, Cuddy, I don't know if you watch a lot of this, and we're not gonna even. This might piss me off. I'm not gonna lie. So there was a rapper named BTB Savage. He went on to VladTv and he was interviewed. Vlad interviewed him about a situation that happened in his apartment in Texas. I think it was in San Antonio. Basically, long story short, he was going to do a feature with another artist. The artist came to his house. A lot of things became fishy. Dude was just like, this is weird. The artist that came left to go get the equipment from the car. The dude that stayed in here, which was like his cousin or his uncle or something, he tried to rob BTB Savage. And they end up fighting for the gun. One of the guns dropped. BTB Savage's girlfriend at the time grabs the gun, shoot dude in the back a couple times. They still wrestling, blase. Now dude bleeding out on the floor. And BTB Savage, dude ended up dying, right? So BTB Savage ended up doing a Vlad interview, and he talked about it. Not only did he talk about it, he was low key like taunting the other guys, like basically saying like, shit, they if they don't slide for their guy, they pussy. If they don't, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, they ain't got enough money to come get me. Like one of them is like, he was like, one of me is like 30 of them, and like he was taunting. You know what I'm saying? Let me just ask you how you feel about that situation. Like somebody dying, whether you kill him or not, in your presence, and then you go on to a platform and you not only speak about it, but you taunt the other side.
That's dumb. Like, just, and why? And the reason why I think it's dumb, I've always been let your actions speak for you, right? Let your actions speak for you.
Right.
And then if your girl's the one who shot him twice in the back, like, you didn't even do this.
Right.
You taunting somebody or something you didn't even do.
Right.
So you claiming something that you didn't do. I'm always like, yo, I'm going to let my actions speak for what I do.
Right.
And just keep it at that. But why you would taunt someone, like, these dudes came over to your house.
Yeah.
And tried to rob you in your own house.
Right.
You thought they wasn't gonna slide on you if they felt like sliding?
That's a great point.
Yeah, like
that's a great
somebody
point.
gonna come in. Like how many? You know how bold you gotta be to roll up into somebody's house? Oh yeah, I'm about to do this song with you. Oh yeah, matter of fact, run your shit. Like
yeah,
while you just sitting in their house.
That is bold.
That's bold, right? You go over to this person's house. You didn't think they was gonna slide. Like he didn't think that was something was gonna happen.
Well, one, as an artist, as a former artist, I knew not to even put myself in a situation like that.
Right.
I would never invite anybody to my house that I don't know.
Right.
To come record because of situations like this.
Right.
We'll meet at the studio. You know what I'm saying? We'll meet in a mutual setting.
We gonna meet at the studio, and I'm gonna bring my crew.
Nah, not even that. We gonna meet at the studio, and I'm gonna bring my gun,
and my crew.
Yeah, we can
Look.
He said the gun and the crew, security, whoever we got, we bring.
Yeah.
It. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like as an artist, as a person of that, and then you flashing money all on Instagram. And I even mentioned. Remember, I mentioned in one of the podcasts. I didn't say the person's name, but my little homie was flashing money, and I said, take that down. People can reach you. You don't walk around with security. You don't walk around.
The CEO of Cash App.
But that's different though. The reason why it's different. The reason why it's different is because he's not walking around flaunting money that's not his culture. So
but that's my point. Like if the CEO of Cash App could got you walk around flashing money and you ain't really got it like that, or you ain't big like that where you got executive protection and stuff.
Yeah, but I get your point, but I just feel like it's different. I feel like it's different because the CEO wasn't asking for that attention. He just got it because of who he was.
That's exactly my point. He got it because of who he was,
I get it.
and now you flashing and bringing it to yourself. You asking for it now. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, so like I was saying, I told him to take it down, and it's because you don't want to draw that attention because you don't want to you walk around, you're a normal guy basically. So basically, what I'm saying is like getting back to this story, I don't really want to speak on him as a person, but I'm going to just speak on the situation because he can't defend himself. But as the situation, I think the situation could have been avoided if you got to the studio. Everybody can be touched. And I don't care how much money you think you got. I don't care how much power you think you got. Everybody can be touched. We just watched 6ix9ine get beat up in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago. So anybody can be touched. The fact that he went on there the platform and taunted the other side is another strike. You get what I'm saying? Like you just continue to like poke at the bear, something gonna happen. Then it was crazy to me how his backstory. I guess he served in the military. He served in the military. His mother served in the military. He was a scam rapper. And when I say now, I do the quotes because you was in the military. You come from a little bit of money. Maybe whether you scam it or not, you chose. And again, to go back to my point with that podcast, you chose to do something that you didn't have to do. You could have been a good rapper. You could have just rapped. Even if you want to be a scam rapper, a lot of scam rappers don't rap about. They rap about getting money. They rap about the clothes. They rap about the hoes. They don't rap about killing. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to be that, you could have stuck in that lane. But you do bring unwanted attention, which is the money. People gonna try to, you know what I'm saying, come at you. I just feel like all this could have been avoided if he would have never did the interview, which I heard that some of his family and friends suggested that he don't do the interview.
Yeah, he wasn't listening to the people who had his back and was listening to people that were trying to further their own interests.
Right.
Based on their interests.
Right. Which is sad because this is exactly what I be talking about when it comes to this. This is exactly what I be talking about when it comes to our community, the black community. We do these things and we promote so much negativity, and it bites us in the ass later on because this is gonna not only affect him, this affects the other guy family, they friends. They mama got to figure out situations to bury people. His mama got to figure out situations to bury people. They lost a son, a brother, a cousin, an uncle. He had a son. He was somebody's son. He was somebody's cousin. He was somebody's best friend. Like it now, where does it go? Is it more bloodshed to be had, or is everybody gonna nip it in the bud? Because usually after something like this, there's more.
Right. I really hope that. And it's funny. Like one interview I saw, or one like story about this, they were like the other family was like initially wasn't even gonna try to retaliate because they said their guy was wrong.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard they was like, they talked on whatever. He was like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, he tried to rob you, whatever the case may be. Right. You know what I'm saying? We got to take that L. And then he went on and did the Vlad interview. And then let me show you the picture. I'm gonna show you the picture. This is the picture that he posted on Twitter 2 hours before he got killed.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, why would you do this? Like, that's just not necessary at all.
Like, Cuddy, look at that picture, bro.
That's crazy. Here, take that down, man.
That's crazy. Like, that's oh, that's on you. That's the era we live in now. You know what I'm saying? Like, to where you didn't even. And again, I'm not trying to talk bad about him. I'm just using this situation as to educate us and the younger black men and just black men in general that this just shit ain't cool. You took the picture of something that you didn't even do. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
initially you didn't pull the trigger to end this man's life. So why are you bragging about it? Yeah, I get it. Cause I even said some shit on Twitter when I first heard about the story, and they was like, "Oh, dude, try to rob." Cause all I had was dude try to rob him. He ended up killing dude in his house. And me, I'm like, hell yeah, stay on that shit. Cause if somebody try to rob me in my house,
Right.
I'm gonna shoot you, call the police, and tell them to come get your ass off my floor.
Right.
Come clean this nigga up.
Because that'd be self-defense at that point.
It's self defense. But I'm not gonna go and brag about it and take pictures and try to build a name, a street name off of the fact that
Street cred.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like somebody lost their life. Like I don't want it to happen. I don't want nobody to come in my house. I don't want nobody to try to rob me. I don't want the confrontation between somebody else. But I would defend myself if I have to, because it's either me or you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This situation is like, as we start talking about, kind of confuses me. He was raised in a good home apparently,
that's what it looked like to me.
so it's just like, how did we get here? Because he was young. He was a young dude, right?
Cuddy, I think the nigga was no older than 23, 24. Like, I think he had to be. He wasn't older than 25.
But
Actually, let me see. Well, go ahead.
You know what's crazy is like, anytime I hear about like real thugs or people who really live that
Oh,
life,
he was 26. My bad.
26?
26.
Still young.
Still, yeah. Like what?
But anytime I hear anyone I know that lives that life or really lives that life, they not telling young cats to do stuff like that and behave like this and everything. They telling them, "Yo,
To do
get
the
your
opposite.
papers some way else. Do better than this. This is not the life to live."
To do the opposite.
Right. And so I can't understand, like, how do we fix this in our community? Like, how do we break these cycles?
I said it in that podcast, in that last
What'd you
podcast
say?
with Matt, but nobody's trying to hear me. You gotta call it what it is and hold everybody accountable. It's stupidity. It's stupidity. It's backwards, hustling backwards. Like I can't condone none of the shit that they do. And yes, I partake in it because I'm not exempt. I'm not perfect. I do listen to certain people. I do listen to certain artists.
Right.
I do listen to certain things, which kind of contributes to it because they get paid from me listening to it or me showing up to a concert, or whatever the case may be. But we have to condemn. We start like as a people. We have to condemn the wrong in our community. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot. And I know this might be off topic. Let me know if this is not a good comparison. But we don't condemn our own, but then get mad when they do it. And they, I mean them folks.
Oh, I think that's absolutely correct.
Like we wait until the police did this to XYZ, but he just robbed and killed somebody before it happened. And we try to be like, oh no, it's police brutality, and it's like they wouldn't do that to a white person. But why are you waiting to say that? Why are we waiting to say they wouldn't do that to XYZ when we should just nip that in the bud with our own community?
It's tough though. This situation is tough. And going back to the story at hand though,
Right.
I think the dude the initial guy who passed away, I think his family did try to nip it in the bud. But there's at some point, how much disrespect can you take, or how much testing can you take?
I get what you're saying.
I feel like
you're talking about the dude, the original dude.
The original dude that died. Like if everything that we're hearing are facts as this onion starts getting peeled back.
Right.
If the guy's family did really say they gonna take that L, I think they tried to do the right thing. But
and I commend them for that.
But you can only poke the bear so much.
And I want to say if that is what happened, the the guy that originally died, if his family was like, it's an L, we got to take it, I commend you for that.
Yeah.
I respect you guys for that because it takes a lot to hold your own accountable, especially if somebody loses their life, because you're never going to see that person again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for you to be like, it is what it is, we just going to have to take an L, I respect you for that part, for that situation.
But I think that was them doing exactly what you're saying. But in this situation and
Yeah.
situations similar,
Yeah.
how much can you really take from somebody yet running their mouth?
No, I'm with you. I'm
It-
with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. But I condemn them, and I condemn everybody for what happened.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know what I'm
terrible
saying? It's
situation.
a terrible situation.
A
Should
tough
it
situation.
should it have happened in the beginning? No. The artist should have just came over there, got his feature, did his shit, and go the fuck on.
Or and another thing that we got to think about, even what you said, BTV should have been like, do business where business is supposed to be done.
Right.
In the studio.
Right.
Especially when it's someone that you don't know. If it ain't someone you would invite over
Dinner.
for dinner,
Yeah.
or you would say, hey, can you go grab my kid from school real quick? 'Cause I'm
Right.
busy. Then don't bring them to your house.
Like,
No, if it ain't somebody that you would say, hey, go grab my son
right.
from school because
Right.
I'm busy, then don't bring them to your house.
Understood.
Do business where business should be done.
Understood. I'm with you.
I think a lot of times, as a lot of the black people I've seen in my personal life in little situations that I watch, sometimes we put ourselves in situations that we don't need to be in. That's one thing I try to do frequently, is to put myself in situations I should be in and not put myself in situations I shouldn't be in.
Right.
Because it's like, I know how I'm going to behave,
Right.
so why put myself in a position to behave poorly?
Right. And I even go as far as like I won't even I don't like, that's why I don't like going to concerts and stuff. Certain people concerts, because I know what type of crowd it bring, and I don't want to be involved in it, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not I can be a confrontational person if I'm defending me or my friends or my family, but I don't even want to put myself in that situation, so I just won't go. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of places that I won't go for that reason. You know, if I even feel like the energy is off in a place, I'll go home.
Yeah.
I'm about to go home, y'all. I don't even feel right, or you know, I know I need to see them niggas over there in that corner.
Right.
'Cause I've been around shit, and I know I can feel the energy, and I know what's about to transpire.
Time to go.
It's time to go, because they not here to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They here to take the fun. But rest in peace to both men
Yes,
that was involved. I hope this is kind of like,
hope it's squashed.
I hope it's done.
Yeah.
Whether it's squashed or not, I
Right.
just hope the situation is
Period.
done. Nobody from either side loses their lives, and we just move on. And for the kids out there, stop doing shit for the views, the likes, the clout, because just like all money ain't good money, all attention ain't good attention. You feel me? So
Yeah.
y'all just got to be smarter in the way y'all move. Ain't nothing wrong with getting security. Ain't nothing wrong with taking precaution.
Do business where business should be done.
Exactly. Ain't nothing wrong with saying, let's just go to the studio. No disrespect, but I feel more comfortable going to the studio.
Right.
Let them call you a pussy. Let them call you whatever, but you'll live to see another day. You know what I'm talking about? And they're not going to rob you or whatever their intentions may be. I don't know. I can't say what their intentions are, but it prevents everything from happening. Now you could be somewhere there's cameras, footage. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So just like Cuddy said, prevent the situation from happening, and just, do business where businesses do. So yeah,
Well, yeah, like, so just rolling off this, I think this is. Do you think it's your responsibility to make sure someone don't get triggered?
Do you think it's my responsibility to make sure somebody doesn't get triggered?
Like, you talking to someone, you having a conversation with them, whatever, and something you say triggers them. Is it your responsibility to know and make sure that you don't trigger that person?
That depends on who I'm talking to.
Explain.
If I'm talking to my significant other,
Mm-hmm.
then yes.
Why?
It's my responsibility
Why?
to make sure she doesn't get triggered because my job is to protect her physically, mentally, spiritually. So if I know something is going to trigger her, then I'm not gonna, because I've done it. So that's why I'm saying, like, I've done things like this before. Um, I'm gonna make sure I choose my words carefully. You know, if I know this might upset my lady, I'm gonna choose. I still want to get my point across, but I'm gonna choose my words wisely because I have to lay in bed with this woman. I have to. I'm I'm fucking this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, we having sex.
Right.
I want to be able to have fun when we go out. I want to be able to have fun when we talk. I want to be able to have the conversation. I want her to feel safe with me, not when I say something it's gonna trigger her or she got to be on guard because I might say something crazy. Significant other, but when it comes to people that I don't know, no, it's not my job to make sure that I don't trigger you. Because one, I don't know you. Two, I'm not trying to take the time to get to know you. Three, I just need to get my point across. You know what I'm saying? Um, but like I said, if it's somebody you care about, then I do feel like you should take the time to at least try to meet them halfway. If somebody you just really don't care about and you just want to get your shit off, then nah, hell nah. What about you? He like, fuck them, saying what I want to say, doing what I want to do.
No, it's not even that. I think that's tough. That's like in some instances that's an unreasonable request.
What do you mean?
So if you don't know someone and you don't know what's going to trigger them and you don't know anything about their life and you say something and they like go off the deep end, it's like, whoa, bro, I don't even know you. Or, hey, young lady, I don't even know you like that, so I didn't even know that would trigger you.
Right.
So it's just like I think it depends. I think the point you covered makes it really is really valid. Um, I think I do think people are too sensitive though, and people get triggered too easily.
Can you elaborate on when you say people are too sensitive?
So at the end of the day, as a person, when I hear something said, that initial speaking is just information, right?
Right, right,
So someone says something I don't like. I now have information about that person,
right.
about how they think, how they behave, and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's my job to educate them of how they're going to interact with me. So I can't be sensitive off the bat.
Right.
So it's like they say something that offends me. I say, hey, you know what? That type of talk and behavior, please don't bring that to my doorstep because I don't like that.
He said, excuse me, please don't bring that to my doorstep because I don't appreciate it if you don't do that. Sock that nigga, Cuddy. Sock that nigga in his head.
See, you talk about this old dude over here talking about, yeah, we don't need to be having this in the community and
Hey, hold
that
on,
shouldn't
wait,
happen.
wait.
Sock him in the head. Sock him in the head.
I'm not talking about senseless violence. I don't condone nobody losing their life, but I do feel like some people need their ass whooped.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is, I take it as information the first time,
Got you.
and I educate the person on how they need to behave with me.
Right.
Then after that, it's their responsibility not to disrespect me.
So again, I don't know if you answered the question or if I'm just like a little bit slow. Do you feel like? Because I'll show you my transcript. I'm a C plus student at best. So you gotta talk to me.
No, I mean,
But
I didn't answer the question directly.
okay.
Um, what I am saying is it depends, and I don't think that's not a cut and dry thing. Like,
So we in agreement. We in agreement basically. Because I mean, basically, all I said was
no, I don't 100% agree with you
okay.
because you were like, oh, if I don't know you, it's not my responsibility. I'm gonna talk my stuff. I'm saying I don't have to know the person, but the first time I correct them and say, hey, your behavior is unacceptable to
Yeah.
me. This is how you need to address me, and you need to talk to
But
me.
what about you addressing them? I think that's what you didn't answer.
Um, Vice versa. Like if I say something and someone doesn't like it, they need to let me know they don't like it.
Right. But what if they don't?
Well, if they don't, that's their
So
problem.
you're gonna keep addressing them the way you've been addressing them, right?
Yeah, people
So
like
that's
you.
that's my point. I don't have time to sit here and try to figure you out if I don't know you.
Right. I think, but I was also addressing the point that I think people are too sensitive. Like that's what it boils down to. Because
Sensitive ass little. There's, there's all the wrong buttons.
that's what he meant.
Yeah, sensitive ass little. Exactly.
But no, I think people are too sensitive because it's like, yo, like if I don't know you, I don't know what's going to offend you.
Yeah.
Do I think there's a certain level of courtesy that should be given at all times? Yes.
Right.
But outside of that and beyond that, or if you just overhearing my conversation and you getting all mad and triggered, it's like remove yourself from the situation.
I feel like people, today's generation, everybody has a problem with everything. And instead of actually trying to understand what's going on or what message is being said, everybody gets triggered. And for me, that's why I said I don't care how people are gonna what they're gonna say about what I say.
Right.
Like it's not my job. Is because no matter how much you explain it, people are going to already have their
Preconceptions.
exactly. They're gonna take it how they want to take it, regardless of your explanation. Um,
Oh no, you misunderstood. I'm not saying I'm. I'm not saying I'm giving somebody an explanation
no, no,
about what
no,
I say.
no. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying in generally speaking, like you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying you. I'm not negating anything that you said. You have that. We kind of agree for the most part. Um, but like I said, I just don't believe in tip. Like I said, unless I'm dealing with my significant other or children,
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 children. I
they
do.
get a blanket respect.
Yeah, absolutely. I won't talk to a kid the same way I would talk to an adult.
Right.
Yeah, I do cuss around kids. Yeah, I do be having jokes, and yeah, I say some crazy things because I'm like that crazy uncle.
Make sure they safe at all
But
times.
I'll lay my life on the line for the kids that surround me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's not my job. It's not my job to make sure somebody is not getting triggered,
But you are trying to be considerate.
but I will be considerate. And if you're triggered anyway, and we just can't come to an agreement, then I mean, fuck it. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Let's not be in the same space.
Yeah, just go your way, I'll go my way. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the dickheads out there. Um, so we got this on the board. It say positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. You put it up there, so I want to know. I want to know what that means to you. Like, what do you mean when you say positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement?
Um, Congratulating someone for what they do right versus yelling at them for something they do wrong.
Talk to me. Give me. Nigga, talk to me.
So like when I was younger, people would always tell me I was like real negative and everything.
Yeah.
And so as I've gotten older, like I've tried to change my mindset.
Right.
And so I started listening to motivational tapes and everything. Zig Ziglar's one particular one, and this is kind of where, like, I kind of got this thought from. But it's like he was saying, like, a child gets told no like 30,000 times before the age of 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like that's negative reinforcement. Oh, you did something I didn't like, so I'm gonna tell you no. Versus
Right.
sitting the child down saying, "All right, why did you choose to do that?" And trying to understand them and trying to train them up, and then giving them positive reinforcement for the good things they do and focusing more on the positive than on the negative. Like it's almost
It's
like
almost so it's almost like training a dog.
eh,
Cause that's how dog trainers will tell you to train your dog. Not don't focus on the negative. Congratulate them for what like if they pee on the pad, give them a treat.
right,
They don't pee on the pad, don't give them a treat. They sit when you tell them to sit, give them a treat. They jump when you tell them to jump, you give them a treat. Like you reward the good behavior, so they wire their minds to only doing the good things. I guess you could say.
yeah. I mean, yeah, dogs are simpler, but like humans,
Yeah, more complex for sure.
We're more complex, but we still it's boiled down to the good or the bad.
Right.
Like you could sit up here and say this about anything, about any of the topics we just talked about.
Yeah.
I would be curious to see what's the positive versus negative reinforcement that have gotten these people to where they are.
Right.
And the people who are more successful and all that, have they had more positive reinforcement than they had negative reinforcement? Like, it's just something that I just kind of find interesting. Is like, or even like with people around me, like someone does something I don't like, it's like keep them away from me. But when they do something I appreciate, like, oh, really point that out. Maybe they'll do stuff that I appreciate more if it's more of a rewarding thing.
So I was gonna say something to that point, but I'm not gonna pick apart what you said.
Pick it apart.
I think because it says positive reinforcement versus negative reinforcement. I think both are equally needed because that people are different. You can be positive all you want to, but some people need that ass whooping on the other side.
When do they start needing that ass whooping?
When they don't listen after a certain amount of times.
Well, but I don't.
They need that ass whooping when you know their life is in danger.
All right.
Like there's this thing that saying there's no such thing as a bad child. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much, and I say ass whooping. I mean that's a blanket statement for saying punishment, not just a physical ass whooping. It's a punishment. Some kids don't listen. Some kids have. There's only so much talking you can do before things get physical. And that's with anything across the board. That is how the United States has even become what we are today. There's only so much talking before things
bomb them.
Right, before even with the Boston Tea Party. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much that you can do this and then not translate into action because either you're not getting with the program or you just I have to have you at this point in time right now follow direction. Because I believe positive reinforcement also comes with you are willing to take the time.
Oh, positive reinforcement is definitely much more difficult than negative reinforcement.
Do you have the time, the patience? Do you even have the knowledge to positively try to reinforce something into somebody? Because that is also, you got to sit back and realize, am I doing what's right? I think I'm doing right because my intentions are right, but am I doing something that is actually translating to this person? Or am I just thinking like, okay, because I'm doing right, that means, because you know what I'm saying? Like,
intent versus perception.
like, motherfucker, I can grab a fish and want a fish to be like, I want you to climb this tree. I believe in you. I think you can do it. I really believe you can climb this tree.
You took this.
But a fish, I go extreme. I go extreme. But a fish will never be able to climb that tree. Why? Because it's not equipped and it doesn't have the tools to climb that tree. You know what I'm saying? I went extreme.
That's really extreme.
I'm a bit extreme, but
that was
sometimes
really
you got to be extreme to get the point across.
Right. So maybe I didn't flush out this topic I put on the board enough.
I don't know. Shit, did you, nigga?
No, I don't think I did. But that was real extreme. I'm talking about like
that nigga look like damn, man.
like
That's so left field.
like I'm just like what? Why? How did we?
But see,
how did we get here?
Bitch, I caught the bus. Nobody's supposed to be here. I don't give a fuck. Okay. But only reason why I give extreme examples because sometimes it translates better a little bit for and that's just how I communicate.
Right. Well, I mean, we are a world of extremes, right?
Yeah.
And that's how people learn. And so that's why I still think positive reinforcement is better, but I think people do negative reinforcement because it's more of an extreme.
I feel like people do. Let me land.
Okay.
I think people do negative reinforcement is because they don't know how to do positive reinforcement. And I think positive reinforcement should be the first few steps to getting something done. Then it should be negative reinforcement. If you have to go,
even if you have to get
it
there.
has to be tiers to that, because I believe both, like I said, are needed. But start here and work your way up to this. Like, you get a progress report. You're doing bad. Okay, let me sit you down and talk to you. You get another progress report. You're doing bad.
But see,
let me sit you down and talk
I
to
think
you.
that's like
Let me take away something.
that's looking at the negative though. But how do you get a progress report? You're doing bad. I sit you down, and talk to you. But what happens? I think positive reinforcement is more beneficial in what happens between that first progress report and that second.
But that's what I'm saying. That,
But
like,
you just literally the only thing you talked about was the negative. You didn't say like I sit down and talk to you, and then when you do your homework, I congratulate. When you do these things,
okay,
I do this. And that's my point. Is like our society's so wired to concentrate on something wrong happened.
I wouldn't even say
something wrong happened. I talk to you.
But I wouldn't say I was focused on the negative. I was just giving an example of how you should, if this was to continue to happen, how you would naturally grade up into negative reinforcement.
No, but what you talked about was just negative off
because
bat.
I was making a point to get to the negative part.
No, but what I'm saying is, you said you get a progress report. I sit you down. That's bad. I sit you down and talk to you. Right? That's negative, and reinforcing negative. That's nothing's positive about that situation.
Because if I go straight to the positive, there's no need to have negative reinforcement.
I'm not saying
that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm not saying go straight to the positive, but that even that first step is negative. In my mind, it's negative reinforcement because you
sit down and talk to somebody is negative reinforcement.
Because the reason why you're talking to them, right?
Because they did wrong.
They did wrong, but
there's nothing positive in doing wrong.
Right, but I think looking more at what happens between that first progress report and that second progress report is really important, right?
But that's what I said. You have to sit down and talk to. So when you get the first progress report, you sit down and you talk to them. I don't know what the talk is, but the talk is not a bad. I didn't say it was a bad talk. I said it's a talk. It's a conversation. Okay, you're not prevailing. You're not doing well here, but you are doing well here. Maybe XYZ. Well, let's do, because I really love when you do this, or your grades are up here. Like, that conversation could be a positive conversation.
Right, but I also think it's a positive conversation prompted by something negative. So I think before that next bad progress report comes in, to head it off, there needs to be more positive and continuous positive. Because from my observation, it takes a lot more positive for something to work than it does negative. Negative tears you down, and boom, done.
What's a negative times a positive?
What do you mean?
In math.
A negative times is negative.
Right. And a positive times a positive is a positive.
And so you're going to say two negatives times?
And a negative times a negative.
I don't think that's how this works.
Well, a negative times a negative, I believe, is a positive.
Right.
But what I'm saying,
and
when I say that, go ahead.
But even to your comment, even if you want to take it the math route, so you have a conversation because of something negative. So those are two negative situations, right?
But what I was saying basically to do that, a negative.
Come on.
Go ahead, because I want to hear what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
No, because it's like, so you have the negative situation,
right?
You have the conversation that's based off the negative. So I think those are two negative situations,
right?
That can turn into a positive situation.
Right. My point.
But to keep it positive, I think the positive has to keep coming, and the positive reinforcement has to be incremental and consistent. And I believe, and I haven't raised kids yet, but I do believe, like, if after that first negative progress report and that conversation based off a negative, which I would consider two negatives, you get the positive, and so the next test they do well
will be a positive.
But I don't think you could just say, okay, they're doing better and leave them alone. I think you need to do positive reinforcement on that next test.
Okay, let's flip the script. Let's say they get a positive. Let's say they get a positive report card. What's the conversation like?
I think that becomes a rewarding conversation now.
Right.
All right, you did positive.
Right.
So what's something that you like, or you've earned this now?
Right. So they get another positive report card.
Same thing.
What about another positive report
Same
card?
thing.
Okay, so if they get a negative report card, then what happens?
Then
So you can't reward them with positivity.
you can't. I'm not saying to reward with positivity all the time.
And that's why I use the report card.
But I doubt that if you have all that positive reinforcement, that negative report card is even going to come.
But also, you have to be careful because if there's positive reinforcement for something negative, they might continue to think the negative is right.
No, I'm not saying give them positive reinforcement for something negative. I'm saying they have that initial negative. You have the conversation about it, and as they start doing positive things, to make sure that you incrementally. I think the point I kind of pointed out
was that middle section that I didn't talk about.
Right.
And I didn't talk about it because I assumed we would be on the same page.
Don't make assumptions.
I know.
You gotta explain it.
Obviously, because nigga, we here.
No, not just because we here. Just in general, don't make assumptions. Like you can't assume the viewers know.
I mean, if I say, report card bad, conversation, report card bad, might be a little bit more than a conversation, might be a punishment. Report card bad, might end up in negative reinforcement. That's gradually. That's 1, 2, 3 different steps of how you should probably handle things before getting straight to negative reinforcement. What I think a lot of people do, especially black people, because I see this. I see what I see in my community. I'm not, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes we get so quick to want to spank or so quick to want to talk down on a child for doing childly shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I told you that story when I saw that woman in the store, and she was like, her son, like they was like maybe 3 or 4 steps away from the car, and I don't know if she had an attitude earlier that day or he did something bad that day, but her son was like 3 steps from the car, and he was like, I forgot my wallet in the car, and she damn near cussed him out from literally being 3 to 4 steps away. Like, why the fuck you leave your wallet? This and that. Like, God damn, you always doing something, and it's like he a child. Like the boy was probably no older than 12. He's gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? Like. He ain't even been on this earth 10 years. He ain't even been on this earth. He was probably, that's more than, not earth. He hasn't been receptive to life for more than 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like 8 years at the max. I'll give him that.
Right.
But it's like he hasn't even been, he don't know no better. Like that's where I believe positive reinforcement should come in. Like you left your wallet. All right, hey, look. So, if you leave your wallet in the car, let's say somebody break into it. Now you ain't got no money. How you gonna get your candy? Huh? How you gonna get your candy? Now I gotta pay for it. And when I pay for it, I don't want to. I don't want to pay for your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like make a joke out of it, laugh, whatever the case may be. And now they know, like, okay, my dad,
wallet in the car.
Right? My dad, my mom love me enough to make sure I don't leave my son. What if you left your son? What if you left your wallet at school? Somebody go steal your money. Now you ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, make them think about the situation and not, like, hit them on the head, make them feel dumb. You know what I'm saying? Because now, like, it just leads to, that's a whole nother story. It just leads to a bunch of other issues down the line. But
I think your example is more along the lines of what I was talking about, though. Positive versus negative reinforcement. The wallet in the car example.
Yeah, nigga. That's my whole point this whole time. That's what I've been saying. Like, whatever that conversation is, okay, let's just say let's just say he forget his wallet again the next time. Let's just say he loses his wallet down the line. That's where the maybe the negative reinforcement comes into play. But I don't believe nobody should be punished off the first mistake. That's just me personally. Especially no children. Even your significant other. Because people mess up. And I don't mean positive or negative reinforcement like go whoop their ass and nothing like that. I'm saying like when it comes to like, you get upset with this person or you may not want to talk to this person or you may break up with this person. Like there's levels to the positive.
If we break up, it's done.
Out of here.
Done.
Out of here. I don't want to talk about it.
There's no levels to that. That's just negative. That's just all negative.
You think so?
If I break up,
you one of them?
I really try hard not to play that break up to make up game, but I'm guilty of it though. I've done it. I got at least one. I got at least one ex that she came back around.
You one of them? You break up, don't never want to talk? I'm actually one of them too, but it just really depends on who this person is.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I can tell by your look, this nigga was like, nah, blood, like.
Because typically, when you break up with someone, or when I break up with someone, that it was a difference we couldn't reconcile. Why are we getting back together if we couldn't reconcile it the first time? And we didn't. Typically, when I try to reconcile something, it ain't just one time. It's like we've had this problem. We try to work it out for several months. Doesn't work.
Sometimes people really just need space. And that space is actually the breakup is so they don't have to think about you in the decisions that they make moving forward.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Because I feel like you could be in a relationship, get space without breaking up.
Nah. I don't feel like you can. I feel like you gotta really you gotta sever that tie. Unless you're trying to work on something within the relationship. It depends on.
Don't worry about that.
I heard the camera go off. I'm like, hold on.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna go off though.
Yeah, so I was like, it depends on what the issue is. I don't even want to. Matter of fact, I don't really want to get into this because I feel like we're gonna be here another 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, we ran over.
Talk about relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I try to keep our listeners to about an hour and 15, hour 20 minutes.
We actually went long this time.
Yeah,
we might break this up into
No, they're gonna get it the long way. Pause. Y'all gonna get it the long way. You know what I'm talking about. Can't get enough of your love, babe.
You know what we might need to do? We might need to do 15-minute segments.
And
on to relationships. And on to this, no?
Nigga, it would sound like Al Roker and them on the news. I don't know why.
Can't get enough of
your love, babe.
We not gonna. Is this gonna be a thing where we just start singing on everybody?
Man, look, shit. Hey, if I feel like I want to sing, I feel like I want to sing. Sometimes I might want to rap.
All right. So on that note, like, comment, subscribe, share, heart. YouGoodDigital.com.
Yeah,
YouGoodDigital Instagram. No,
anyway, you ain't do that right. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out the website www.yougooddigital.com. Follow us on Snapchat, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, You Good Digital. You can follow me at GuyLangston _ You can follow my cousin at OMIV Photos. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you turn on those notifications. Like this video for the YouTube algorithm because it does help us getting to your algorithm so you can see us more because I know you love us and we love y'all. So make sure you do that. We love y'all. Stay safe. Stay blessed. It's your boy Long Live Mosi. It's my cousin
Oscar.
And we up out this thing. You dig what I'm saying? Round of applause for the game.